And Andrew, we await the Prime Minister, as I mentioned there, he's about to speak at the Lodge. But first of all, the reopening, it's happening quicker. Is this what you expected from Dominic Perrottet to put his stamp on things straight away?
Well, it is. The reopening of New South Wales. Best news on the east coast of Australia for a while. Just 4 days away now. Some measures brought forward today by the new Premier, particularly all grades of school, until coming back on October 25, as well as allowing 100 people to a wedding and a funeral from Monday and indoor swimming pools to open. The fact that the New South Wales Premier, Dominic Perrottet, has kept the policy of opening at the Monday after 70% double-dose vaccination is reached means that the opening will effectively occur at 74%, and there's a chance an 80% reopening will take place as early as a week later, at the most 2 weeks later on the 25th. So let's have a look at these vaccination rates. New South Wales, 89.4% first dose. That first dose rate is slowing down. My prediction remains it will cap out at about 92. Second dose, 70.3%. ACT, 95% first dose, likely to get to 100. 69.9% second dose, also hitting 70 today, no doubt. And Victoria, first dose starting to look healthy now, 84.1, 55.6 second dose. And this is very important too as schools return. 12 to 15-year-olds first dose figures. Across Australia, it's 47.4% of Australians. New South Wales, 63.2%. You'd like to see that lift ahead of schools return. Victoria, 58.8%. The ACT, 80.7%. By the time schools open, with 71% set to be hit in New South Wales today and a rough 5% being added each week to the over 16s double dose figure, you'd expect that to be close to 85% when schools resume. And that matches with the health advice given on September 8 to Crisis Cabinet by Kerry Chant, the Chief Health Officer, that Sky News revealed a month ago. It said to reduce the risk of a UK-Israel type scenario after reopening, it will require a cautious approach to reopening and ongoing public health measures and restrictions while achieving a high level of vaccination, i.e. 85% or more fully vaccinated population 16 and over as quickly as possible. Went on to say we should also take advantage of the opportunity to vaccinate as many children aged 12 to 15 as possible to prevent transmission into households and to contribute to even higher total population coverage. And it said some countries, including Spain and Singapore, have achieved fully vaccinated coverage of 73 to 75% of the total population, which is equivalent to around 91 to 94% of the 16 years and over population in New South Wales. And look, that's basically happened. We are heading for that 91 type percent figure. So more than about 80% overall, I think it'll be with the 12 to 15s. Now, journalists were keen to attempt to make something of Kerry Chant not attending the announcement today.
But what does it say about your respect for Dr. Kerry Chant after she's led us through this for the last 2 years that you wouldn't invite her here today as one of your first major press conferences as the new Premier?
Dr. Chant is one of my favourite constituents from Epping, and we have a great relationship and always have. But as I made the announcement yesterday, we are moving away from 11 a.m. press conferences.
Were these changes born out of health advice, or are these your idea?
I sat down with the Health Minister and Dr. Chant yesterday. We went through some of these potential changes. We went through the opportunities to make some sensible amendments, some stable and steady amendments to the roadmap. And I think the changes today are sensible.
Are you sure that you've got endorsement from Kerry Chant about all of these changes? He's endorsed it.
Yes, they have endorsed it. Yes, they have endorsed it.
But from what I hear, there was no argument in this Crisis Cabinet meeting last night. Just 3 hours of solid, comprehensive discussion around what was possible. And we know the 11 a.m. build-up to the COVID numbers has been scrapped. 8 more deaths overnight, however, even as cases decline. But it seems there's a new broom in town with Perrottet. That's not to say he's ignoring the health problem. He insists the opening at 80% will occur on the Monday after that figure is reached, not before.